Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Pickups. This one is for October of 2022. Due to some changes in my life, I don't have much free time where I'm the only one in the house, so sadly you'll hear some background noise. Anyway, the first pickup of the month are these two Game Boy Advance games that I got at an auction on Facebook. I won that one for 20 kroner and this one for 30. So it was 50 plus shipping, which I think is cheap. Especially for this one, because this is some really good games on here. The only reason I bought that is because I already had a loose copy. It's not a very good game, but it's technically impressive because it's 3D on the Game Boy Advance. They are both complete and in nice condition, so I'm really happy to get these. And yes, I am going to get box protectors for them, but I don't have them yet. Next up, I found somebody on Facebook who was selling this Game Boy. He said that it was not tested because he needed to charge it. He obviously didn't really know what he had, because a Game Boy doesn't need charging, it uses batteries. But it was really cheap and I talked him down even further to 150. But sadly it turns out that it doesn't work and I could not get it to work at all. I have cleaned the battery compartment all I could. There's still a bit of corrosion in there, but it still doesn't work. I've tried swapping out some parts from a working original Game Boy, and because of that I know that the screen and the buttons and the speaker does work, but I think it's the motherboard that has some sort of error. Anyway, you win some, you lose some. Let's move on to these Sega Master System games, which also were from Facebook. There's a surprising amount of things that I've gotten from Facebook in this month. And actually, as of recording this, every single thing that I've gotten so far, and also things you haven't seen yet in this video, are from Facebook. Which is really weird because I usually never get stuff from Facebook. But here we are. There's 4 Sega Master System games that I got for 225 shipped. There's Operation Wolf, a shooting game. I think you need the light gun for the Master System, which I sadly don't have. I'm hoping you can play it with a controller, otherwise I gotta get a light gun. Then we have the star of the show, Ninja Gaiden or Gaiden, whatever you want to call it. This is one of the more expensive, not Holy Grail, but it's not a cheap game. I think it's around $60 for a loose copy. So this was the main reason that I got it. And then after that we have F-16 Fighter, commonly referred to as one of the worst games on the Master System. It's also worthless. And then lastly we have another pretty much worthless game, but it is at least decent to play, Batman Returns. And also this is a really nice copy, it might be a condition upgrade for me. Next up was another thing from Facebook. I found a guy who had a bunch of different games on auction individually, and I had a bid on some different ones, but the only one I ended up winning was this one. It's for an add-on that I don't have, the Mega CD for the Mega Drive, also known as the Sega CD for the Sega Genesis. But it was really cheap and I do want a Mega CD at some point, so might as well. It was 10 kroner plus shipping, and usually it goes for around 60-70 loose, and this one is in really nice condition. Sadly it doesn't have the original case, it's just this generic one from a recordable CD that you could get back in the day. And also it came with this little note: "Thank you for your purchase, I'm hoping you'll like it. Sincerely, Simon," and a little happy face. I like when I receive notes with the stuff I buy. I think I want to start doing the same when I sell something. And just because I can, I want to see what happens when I put this into a Sega Saturn, because that is the closest thing that I have to a Mega CD by unknown metrics. Facebook strikes again with another pickup. This was completely free. Someone was just giving it away. And I wasn't able to pick it up myself, but luckily my dad said that he could pick it up after work, and he did. Thank you, Dad. First up, there's something which I really do not care about. An old educational PC game. Whatever. Then we have a sealed copy of Medal of Honor Rising Sun on the Xbox. I didn't know this would be sealed until I got it home. But that's a nice bonus, because I had no plans on playing this anyway. Sure, let it be sealed. I'm thinking maybe the previous owner had a PS2, then they asked for this game, and someone who didn't really know video games bought the game, but for the wrong console, and they never returned it to the store. That's just my theory. Then we have the two PS2 games. There's Agent Hugo, which surprisingly is worth a little bit. Might give it a try. And then we have SpongeBob SquarePants, which I also might give a try because I like 3D platformers from this era a lot. Not bad for the price of free. Finally, there is something which was not from Facebook. This was a bag of PlayStation 3 games that I got at a flea market for 45. They were 5 each, so 45 in total. I picked up all of them except 2, which was a FIFA game and a Skylanders game. Both of which are worthless, and I don't care about playing them either. But here is the ones that I did pick up. First up, there is Lego Avengers. This game I have picked up 2 times so far on PS4, thinking it was another game and then trying to sell it again. This time I just picked it up because it's worth a bit of money. Moving on, we have Lego Batman 2, another Lego game. Then we have Marvel Super Heroes, which is that game that I just talked about, which I always mistake for this one. Very similar names and cover art, I think. But it's this one that I'm after, and this one that I always end up picking up. But I'm still gonna continue my search because I want the PS4 version. This is a game which I grew up playing at a lot of different friends' houses. For some reason, many different of my friends had this game. Some had it on PS3 and some had it on PS4. But I'm looking for the PS4 version because it's the superior one. So I'm still gonna hold out till I find that version. Another Lego game, this is Lego Star Wars. Not much to say. Then we have the Lego Movie. I already have this on PS3 actually, but I don't remember if mine is the Essentials version of it or not. Might be a condition upgrade if it is, otherwise this is going to be sold. GTA 5 is also one I've been looking for, but I'm looking for the PS4 version because that is the newest console I have which will play this game. If I had a PS5 I would be looking for the PS5 version, but I'm looking for the PS4 version. Minecraft, I have it on PC, also grew up playing this, so no need to keep this. Cars 2, a movie I really enjoyed as a kid. I've never played the game, so I will probably give this a try. I loved the original Cars game on PS2 back in the day. It was one of my favorites. So I'm hoping this is just as good, or if I need nostalgia glasses on to play it. We'll see. And then lastly we have Lego Batman. I already have the PS2 version of this, so this will be sold. Then after this we have nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean this beautiful little Bang & Olufsen TV. It's an MX4000 and I found it at a thrift store for 100 kroner. Sadly it doesn't work, but my dad works in the business of repairing TVs and radios and he will probably be able to fix it or know somebody who will. Now the reason I can't show it on video is because right now it is at my dad's work, because if it needs repairs. You might see more of it later in this episode if I get it back this month. Next up, I found this one for 15 kroner at my favorite thrift store. Obviously, it's not something for me, but it's worth a bit of money, so I bought it just to resell. Not very exciting. Let's move on to something which hopefully is a bit more exciting. And for the last pickup of this month, we have a stack of games from a thrift store. They were all between 20 and 25 kroner, but in total it was 270. The first thing was Wii Fit U for the Wii U, which is sealed, as you can tell. When I first saw it, I thought, oh cool, it's Wii Fit U, the sequel to a Wii game which I think is very underrated. Not the actual exercise part, but the mini games are very fun. So I looked at it and oh boy, it's sealed. And that was just a bonus. But I'm not really a sealed game collector, so I'm going to sell this copy and find a used copy at some point. I don't like opening sealed games when they've gotten to a certain age, and this one is too old to open, I believe. Next up we have Mafia on the PS2. I have played a little bit of the sequel on Xbox 360 and really like it. So this one will be good for the collection. Then we have Mini Ninjas. I don't really know why I picked this up. It just seemed interesting and it was cheap. Then we have two Just Dance games on the PS3. These are for reselling purposes. I don't care for Just Dance. Then we have SSX on the PS3. I like the SSX games. I have a lot of them on PS2. So this was a great one to pick up. Then we have 2 seasons of The Simpsons. There's season 12 and 20. And lastly, we have an extra Xbox 360 controller. This one wasn't as cheap as the others. As you can see, it was 100. Still, that's about what they go for online, and I've been needing to get one for a while, because I only have one working Xbox 360 controller, and that is obviously not good when trying to play multiplayer. Anyway, that was it for this month. I hope to see you next time.